So last week, User 101 asked me if I would do a video on communicating with your ancestors. And I was like, man, sure. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem with that because, this week I'm going to be dealing with magic and, we're going to be dealing with altars. And shoot, I want to get as much done as possible. So if you have any questions, ask me. And man, if I have time, I will make you a video. But anyway, before we get into this, hey, yo, peace. This your man, O Judge, man, coming right back at you. Some of that real talk real fast, man. Hey, man, yeah, man. User 101, man. He hit me up, man. Or that person hit me up, was like, man, go ahead and make me a thing on connecting with your ancestors. Now, here's the thing when it comes to connecting with your ancestors. You really need to know which ancestors you're dealing with. Now, if you're messing with your ancestors on a whole, you still need a calling on them because, man, there's so many of them, man. I mean, what the heck? You know what I'm saying? Go to the specific ones you need. But when it comes to dealing with the whole of your ancestors, you should just be thankful and grateful that they survived. Just take time, light a candle, and just light a candle, create your own little ritual, and be like, I like to thank all of my ancestors for all the great things that they have done and for surviving the madness. For if you did not survive, I would not be here. And then just be thankful and grateful that they made it because, man, they went through hell. And they could have checked out at any time, but they didn't. They made wise decisions and made sure that they stayed alive so that you can be here. So be thankful for that. But when it comes down to calling on your ancestors, that's a different thing, you know what I'm saying? Because this is why I say, make sure you know which ancestors you're calling on and don't just be calling on them for no reason. This is why it's very important for you to sit at the doggone feet of your elders because your elders tell you who are the special people in your family and the great things that they did, and they tell you what foods and what drinks they like. Now, if you're blessed, you know what I'm saying, you were able to see, you know what I'm saying, what foods they like and what drinks they like and what music they listen to, you know what I'm saying. So this helps you in the process of activating them. Now, let's jump right on into this. Now, the reason why I'm talking about the meal is because your ancestors exist within your DNA. And if you know your ancestors, say you have a situation where you got to go to court and you got to write a serious letter, you know what I'm saying? So if you're blessed like I am, you know that you have an aunt called Aunt so I'm not going to say her name. You mentioned you know that you have an aunt or you have an uncle or somebody in your family, and you know that they're real good at writing doggone paperwork, and they was real good at dealing with them people downtown, and I could use their help. So then what you do, man, you prepare a meal for them. Now, if you know what they specifically like, what foods they like, man, do your best, man, and make that doggone meal. And I'm talking about make it, man, put your love into that doggone meal, man. And then have their drink, you know what I'm saying? Have your table set up with the candles and all that stuff. However you choose to do it. I'm not going to tell you how to set up your ritual. You set it up yourself. I'm just planting the seed and telling you how I do it. Go ahead and prepare the doggone meal and make sure you put your love into it. And then after you prepare that meal and you got the candle lit and all that stuff, you let the meal sit there. Now the spiritual supermarket, those cats who try to sell stuff in the spiritual supermarket and all that rhetoric that we learn, they was giving you truths, but I'm going to give you another truth. Some people be like, man, well, you just take the meal and then you set it down and let the flies and everything eat it and let it rot and then you throw the plate away. No. After you prepare that meal, because remember, you're trying to activate them in your DNA. After you prepare that meal and you prepare that drink, you eat the doggone meal and then you drink that drink. Because when you do that, you're pulling them up out of your DNA. And then when you get that doggone feeling like, because I'm telling you what, if you don't put your love into this meal, you know if you put your love into that meal because you're going to feel it. So when you feel that you did it just right, and you know that, and you eat the meal, and you know this meal is just real good, and you like, damn, I did better than I thought. You're saying, man, they're enjoying that meal because they're in your DNA, and then you're activating them and you're pulling them up, and then after you get done eating that doggone meal, and you have that feeling, you can feel them in your presence, then go to work. You know what I'm saying? Because they're right there helping you because you already pulled them up. Now, sometimes it could be just as simple as my Uncle Joseph, man, he was a good doggone car mechanic. And he loved Baby Ruth candy bars and he loved Pepsi Cola. I don't eat candy and I don't drink pop. But this occasion right here, I'm going to make the sacrifice. That's even better. It shows how much you love them. You're willing to do something that you don't normally do for them. That's a great sacrifice. And they will honor that. You call upon them, and man, better yet, have a picture of them while you're eating the doggone meal. You're pulling your ancestors up, man. Know your family, know who you're pulling up, and know why you're pulling them up. Don't just be calling your ancestors up for nothing. Put them to work. Like me, man, for instance, man, y'all know me. I'm a carpenter, right? My dad was a carpenter. So every now and then, man, when I'm in a situation and I need a perfect cut, I call upon my father, my dad. And then I get that doggone perfect cut and I build everything perfect. I do not take credit for it. I be like, man, Dad, that was a good cut. You know what I'm saying? You did your thing. And I'm honored to be part of it. But anyway, man, this is your man, El Judge, man, going on 6 minutes, man. I hope you got something out of that. Peace and blessings. Boom, I'm out.